Hey. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to start this. Pretty much, I didn't want to do one of those videos with the pieces of paper and having you read it. I'd rather let you hear my voice and let you be able to hear what I have to say. Pretty much, it just got to that point where I need to let it all out. And this is my story. So, I pretty much grew up with my grandmother, who adopted me when I was 5. Grew up with my grandma and my dad. Preschool, kindergarten, pretty good. First grade, pretty good. Then second grade came along, and my grandmother thought it would be best to put me into a private school. And that's when everything started. I had no friends there. I pretty much got bullied every single day about how I didn't belong there, how I didn't fit in, how kids there told me I was a trash digger's daughter because my dad has a tendency to get things out of the garbage, but he gets pretty good things. But it's just like they had a tendency to judge me for who they thought I was and not who I am. So growing up, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, got teased every single day, went home and cried. Around 5th, 6th grade, I started to take it out on my grandmother and my dad, screaming at them, yelling, begging them to take me out of the school because it was pretty much hell. You would think that in a private school, everything would be like good and godly and all that stuff because it's a private school and they like teach you about God. But because I was teased there for like from 2nd to 6th grade, it's really hard for me to believe in any type of form of religion or God, because I remember going to bed every single night crying my eyes out, asking God to help me, to get me out of that place, to show them that I'm not that person that they think I am. I got so emotional when I was little that they'd say shit to me and I start crying at school, breaking down. So they started calling me a crybaby and drama queen and queen of the bees and all this stuff. Then 7th grade came along, and well, before that, all this stuff. 6th grade is when I started to self harm, and I was hiding it, and it helped for a while, but nothing really helped. But 7th grade came along, I was still in the school, and our principal was our teacher because we had a combined class for 7th and 8th grade, and pretty much everybody in that class still was like, you're a drama queen, you're a slut, even though I had like no friends at the school for 5 years. Like I had like a few here and there, but they all left and anything like within a month. But the principal of the school started calling me names, and that's when I started breaking down even more. I was threatening to kill myself. I tried killing myself. I was cutting myself extremely bad. I just got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. Like, going to school was hell, and then coming home and doing nothing but crying my eyes out was hell. And so 7th grade came along, and I pretty much just broke. What's the word? I gave up, I guess it would be. My grandmother saw that and she thought it would be best for me to move out to Corona with my aunt for a year or so to see on how I react. So I did that, moved out to Corona with my aunt, left my grandma behind. I saw her on the weekends. New school, no one knew me, no one knew my past. Pretty good for the first couple of months, but then bullshit happened and people found at that school found out that I liked girls, because at that time I was full on lesbian, and I was getting called a faggot and a queer and gay, and I was getting bullied and called a slut and a whore, even though I never didn't do anything. So that was bad. I'd still come back to my aunt's house, my house at the time, lock myself in my room and just cry. I started to self-harm again, and I was wearing long sleeves even when it was 110 degrees outside in Corona during the spring and summer. 8th grade, I moved back to my grandmother's house and went to a public middle school. It sucked at first, but I met some pretty awesome people that I have to say that was the best year. I reflect back on those years and think to myself that it couldn't be any better than that. I met my best friend, that he's still my best friend now. Same thing with my other best friend. Pretty much Nikki and Bones have always been there for me no matter what. I love them to death because they're my best friends. Like, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be making this video right now. I'd be 6 feet under if it wasn't for them. On top of that too, if it wasn't for my best friend Megan, I'd be 6 feet under too, because she's stopped me from a lot of stuff also. Too bad that she moved away, so I can't really see her that much, but pretty much 8th grade was really good. I liked it. But it had its times here and there, but I actually had friends to lean on to and to believe that everything's gonna be okay. I was excited. I thought high school's next year. I'm gonna meet so many more people. I'm gonna have a blast for 4 years. I was wrong. Freshman year was okay. Still got teased every day. But towards the end of the year, everything started to change. Sophomore year came around and didn't really have any friends. I was getting teased. Rumors spread about me. People were saying I was a slut, I was a whore. Then the one rumor that killed me inside was people were telling me that I had an STD. That I was the uptown walking STD, that I've slept with every guy in Whittier. I'm not that type of girl. Like, I have a lot of guy friends because I get along with guys much better than I do with girls. But the fact of what happened my sophomore year, I tried killing myself. I took an entire jar full of antidepressants, and I was on the couch crying my eyes out and throwing up, and my grandma and dad didn't give a fuck. They just said that I was overreacting and making myself throw up. Kept telling them I took pills, take me to the hospital, I don't want to die. And they just said, tough it out. I called one of my friends, he came and picked me up, and as we were walking over to the high school so his friend could come pick us up in his car, I fell on the ground and started throwing up more. And I was okay. They didn't take me to the hospital or anything. They just took me to a park to calm down. Like, I wasn't shaking anymore. But it just hurt a lot. I wanted to admit I wanted to get help. I wanted to go into a hospital. I was scared of myself. I'd black out and then wake up with cuts and shit on my arm. But no one would help me. My grandma would ignore me. She'd just say, it's just a phase, get over it. But certain things just fuck up high school. I got out of that high school after sophomore year, dropped out because my grandma got sick, and then I started going to online schooling, and that got me behind on my credits. And then I went to a I went to a continuation school, but it was independent studies for a year, and that was okay. But throughout this entire time, even when I got out of the high school, I still had people saying I was a slut, that I was a whore, that I was nothing, that I sleep around, that I'm a walking uptown STD. I got out of the independent studies, went to the continuation school next door to it, and everything was okay for a couple of months. Like, I wasn't hearing anything from anybody, but when I was 16, I started go-go dance. And I kind of stopped for a little bit, but then I started up again once I turned about 17 and a half or so. And then pretty much when I was about to turn 18, I got my GED and signed up for college and anything. I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm 18. Well, after I turned 18 in April, I was just like, I'm 18, I want to pursue this career in go-go dancing. And the moment I did that, everything that happened in high school just blew up in my face. I was having people message me on Facebook asking me, hey, how much do you charge an hour? Thinking that I'm some type of prostitute. I had people calling me a whore, a slut. I had so much shit go on. I've had friends that I thought were my friends ditch me because they didn't want to ruin their reputation, because I have such a bad reputation. Even though I've done nothing to get this reputation. I'm nice, yeah, like, I'll flirt around. That's flirting, that isn't doing anything. Now, if I was, like, going around and actually having sex with every guy, then I'd understand. But the fact that I'm not doing that, there's a difference between what you hear and what you know. Someone told me that before, and that really opened my eyes to it. If you hear something, that's hearsay, but if you know something, then you have the right to say it. People really need to stop talking shit about other people. I've been going through being teased and bullied ever since 2nd grade. It doesn't bother me that much now. It's painful memories, yes, but it doesn't really bother me that much now because I've noticed that it's made me who I am today. But luckily, I was strong enough to be able to go through everything and not fully grab the knife and cut my veins to the point where I bleed to death, or grab my dad's gun and kill myself, or hang myself or something. There's a lot of kids out there, a lot of teenagers out there, that they get bullied and the bulliers don't notice how much it affects them, how much it hurts. I've had my 3 friends by my side, my 3 best friends by my side throughout my entire life, and, well, since 8th grade, that have helped me go through all this. Like I said, if it wasn't for them, I'd be 6 feet under right now. If it wasn't for my boyfriend right now, I'd be 6 feet under right now, probably. Just, people need to realize that words do hurt. I know there's that whole thing that sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you. That's complete bullshit. Words manipulate a person's mind. I just want to say to everybody that has been bullied or is being bullied that stay strong, keep your head up. If you need anybody to talk to about getting bullied or about what people are saying about you or about your self-esteem or about anything. Just, I'm gonna, sorry, my nose is all stuffed up and like runny. I'm gonna post my Twitter, my Tumblr, and my Facebooks and my email down below. Contact me on one of those. Don't be afraid. Like, I know it hurts. Never let someone say, just ignore it, because I know it's really hard to ignore it. If you ignore it, the pain builds up. It's better to talk about it to someone that has gone through the same thing. Stay strong, everybody. And stay strong, believe, and achieve your dreams. Because that's what I'm going for right now. Staying strong, believing, and achieving. That's all you can do. I love you all.